lawmakers have achieved what many said was impossible: a rare bipartisan agreement on immigration. The new reform package introduces the most significant legal overhaul in decades, reshaping how the U.S. classifies, screens, and enforces immigration law nationwide. Supporters call it a balanced modernization effort designed to strengthen public safety and restore trust in the system. Critics warn it's too broad, too punitive, and can make millions of legal immigrants vulnerable overnight. A new immigration framework. At the center of this legislation lies a complete reclassification of all non-citizens. For the first time, temporary visa holders, green card residents, and long-term immigrants are all grouped under a single enforcement standard. That change may sound administrative, but it isn't. It means that legal protections, once considered secure, are now conditional on continued compliance with federal public safety standards. For millions of immigrants who believe their green cards guaranteed stability, this is a wake-up call. The DUI deportation standard. Among the most controversial changes, a new nationwide rule linking deportation directly to DUI offenses. Under the updated law, a single DUI incident, even if treated as a misdemeanor at the state level, can now trigger deportation proceedings. These new federal standard overrides state definitions. Even if your state doesn't consider a first-time DUI a serious offense, federal immigration authorities now can. Legal experts explain this reflects a long-standing public safety accountability model, classifying DUI behavior as incompatible with lawful immigration privileges. And that's not all. The law also allows removal proceedings without a formal conviction. If a person admits to conduct that meets the federal definition of DUI, it may still be used to initiate deportation. That clause, lawyers warn, opens a new gray area in immigration law, one where even admission, not a sentence, could end your legal stay. Why Congress pushed this through? Lawmakers behind the bill argue that the reform strengthens national security and aligns immigration standards with broader public safety goals. They cite data showing thousands of alcohol-related deaths annually and frame the measure as a necessary deterrent. Supporters insist law-abiding residents have nothing to fear, but advocacy groups counter that the change could create uneven enforcement and deter cooperation with law enforcement. They worry families could face life-altering immigration consequences for what state law treats as minor infractions. Two core pillars of the new law. The reform rests on two main pillars: expanded inadmissibility rules and stricter deportation criteria. First, the inadmissibility pillar. Anyone who has a DUI conviction or admits to conduct matching that offense is now inadmissible to the United States. That applies to people seeking new entry visas, residents applying for green card renewals, and applicants pursuing U.S. citizenship. Even if no jail time was served, the new standard classifies DUI behavior as a serious legal and moral violation. Second, the deportation pillar. Federal immigration law now overrides state classifications. A misdemeanor DUI under state law can still count as a deportable offense under federal immigration rules. These two pillars together mean that immigration consequences now carry more weight than criminal ones. Green cards redefined. For decades, a green card symbolized safety, a final stage before citizenship. Now, under this reform, that perception has changed. Federal authorities describe permanent residency as a conditional privilege, not a permanent right. If public safety standards are violated, that privilege can be revoked. The law also redefines good moral character, a requirement for naturalization. A single DUI conviction automatically disqualifies an applicant from U.S. citizenship eligibility. That rule, once applied inconsistently, is now codified nationwide. Real-world scenario. Take this example. A green card holder who has lived in the U.S. for over a decade, pays taxes, and supports a family. Under the old rules, a single DUI would be handled as a personal or legal matter, not an immigration issue. Now, under this reform, that same incident could trigger deportation or a permanent bar from citizenship. Immigration attorneys across the U.S. are advising anyone with past DUI charges: even from years ago, to seek legal consultation before renewing or filing for citizenship. What you should do now. Immigration attorneys are urging all visa holders, residents, and pending applicants to review your records carefully, especially for past DUI or public safety violations. Consult a qualified immigration lawyer before any new filing or renewal. Stay compliant with all laws. Even minor infractions can now trigger federal review. Awareness and preparation are the best defenses under this new reform. The reform allows for retroactive review, meaning old cases can be reopened under new law. USCIS and DHS implementation. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and USCIS are expected to issue guidelines in the coming weeks to clarify enforcement standards. Until then, applicants remain uncertain. Green card holders are delaying travel. Students and professionals on temporary visas are being warned to follow all state and federal laws precisely. International visa processing centers are also tightening background checks, which could slow down approvals temporarily. The positive side of reform. Not all parts of this reform are punitive. The bill also includes modernization measures to improve USCIS efficiency. It funds digital case management, online filings, and faster adjudication for employment and family visa categories. Officials say these upgrades will help reduce processing delays that have plagued the system for years. Still, advocacy groups argue that these improvements are overshadowed by the new enforcement powers. They urge discretion to distinguish between serious crimes and isolated mistakes. The bigger picture. For immigrant communities, the emotional and social impact is real. Non-citizens are reevaluating their travel plans, reviewing their legal histories, and seeking clarity on their risk levels. Community organizations report a spike in legal consultations and hotline calls. Families fear that even a past mistake could now resurface under this new federal lens. Legal analysts agree. This law signals a new era of zero tolerance, one where only full U.S. citizenship provides lasting security. This new immigration reform law marks a historic shift, modernizing USCIS operations while tightening enforcement like never before. For millions, it raises a simple but serious question. Is your immigration status truly secure? If you like this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching Immiscope, your trusted source for U.S. immigration news, policy changes, and visa updates.